Greetings, dear connoisseurs of exquisite jewelry. Today I propose you to travel with me to the East and plunge into a fascinating story about the jewelry of the Iranian queen. Like the glow of the moon, distant starry reflections, and iridescent glints of sunlight on dewdrops, this is the impression of the royal diadem Nur-ul-Ain, worn by the Iranian ruler Farah Pahlavi. It seems as if it was created from the most delightful sparkles of nature. This exquisite and luxurious head jewelry was specially made for the wedding ceremony of the last Shah of Iran, Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi, and his third wife, Farah Diba, of Azerbaijani origin. After two previous marriages ended without heirs sons, the monarch decided to divorce both his wives. Fate led him to meet the young student in France at a reception at the Iranian embassy in Paris. Without long hesitation, the Shah proposed marriage to this brave, educated, intelligent and attractive girl with an enchanting smile. Among Shah Pahlavi's three wives, it was Farah who was crowned Empress, receiving the title of Shah Banu, as she brought him the long-awaited heir. Their wedding took place on the 21st of December, 1959. Historians agree that the true feelings of love felt only for his second wife, Soraya, Mohammed was truly in love with her. Even so, they had no sons and the monarch had to divorce her in accordance with the law. Nevertheless, the third wife gave the emperor an heir after a year, and their marriage remained strong until the Shah's death. Let us return to the momentous wedding day. On that day the bride was simply magnificent, in a cloud of airy veil, with coal-black curls neatly arranged in her hair. A unique tiara with a huge pink diamond sparkled on her graceful head. The platinum frame of this magnificent headpiece was richly decorated with multicolored diamonds, soft pink, yellow, and colorless. At the center of the splendor shone a huge pink crystal weighing 60 carats, Nur-ul-Ain, the light of the eye. In the sunlight, the royal tiara sparkled and shimmered like a multitude of mirrored eyes. This splendor included 324 diamonds, apart from the largest. The other gems weighed between 14 and 19 carats. Pay attention to the base of the tiara, there you will see a row of colorless baguette diamonds forming cones. The pale pink beauty Soka light is the second largest diamond in the world. Together with the ocean of light crystal, it was part of the large facete diamond, discovered by the French jeweler Taverny during a journey to India in 1642. This diamond, in turn, was embedded in the peacock throne of Shah Jahan, the Mughal emperor. However, in 1739, the Mughal territory was invaded and plundered by the Iranian ruler Nadir Shah. After Nur-ul-Ain's death, the diamond was probably among the treasures looted by those close to the Shah. The founder of the Qajar dynasty was able to find and collect some of these jewels. The pink diamond was found in the possession of Nadir Shah's blind grandson, Shahrukh, and was kept in the Qajar treasury for a long time. However, the last monarch of Iran chose the light of the eye as the center stone of his bride's wedding tiara. Interestingly, the couple Mohammed and Farah Pahlavi had 4 children. After the overthrow of her imperial consort, leaving the country, and the death of her husband, Farah moved to the United States at the invitation of Ronald Reagan. However, an even more magnificent piece of jewelry crowned the beautiful hairstyle of the wife of Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi during her coronation ceremony. To proclaim Shah Banu, the ruler had to crown her head with an authentic crown. Renowned jewelers from all over the world submitted designs for the crown, and the choice was made in favor of the work of French designer Pierre Arpels of the Van Cleef and Arpels jewelry firm. All the precious material for the creation of this masterpiece belonged to the state and was kept in the caches of the Iranian treasury. The jeweler could not work outside the empire, and he worked in the basement of the central bank in Tehran, creating this work of art. The result is a white gold crown, weighing almost 2 kilograms, set with 1,469 diamonds, 36 rubies, and 105 ocean pearls. At the center of the composition is a huge 150-carat emerald. When the Shah crowned his consort's head with this magnificent crown, he felt an incredible excitement. Farah, in turn, promised herself that she would become a ruler worthy of the title of a true empress. Not only the wives of the last ruler of Iran, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, but also his siblings wore beautiful crowns and tiaras. For example, the Shah's twin sister, Shandukt, meaning Princess Ashraf, was also known for her magnificent feminine beauty and exquisite jewelry. One of the outstanding pieces of work is her tiara. Despite its apparent heaviness, it was characterized by a particular lightness. Bright red rubies, exquisitely cut in a marquise shape, are surrounded by clear diamonds and raised on jeweled pyramids, giving the impression of a true imperial crown. Diamond tops resembling radiant drops add uniqueness to this amazing piece of jewelry. Traditionally, tiaras of this kind contain stones such as spinel with fiery hues, and rarely use rubies as the main element of decoration. However, Ashraf Pahlavi's tiara was striking in its originality, being studded with purple crystals from top to bottom. The princess preferred to display this jewelry only on special ceremonial occasions, not suspecting that the power in Iran would change, the Islamic Revolution would come, and their family would find themselves in exile. And the personal treasures of the ruling elite will become the property of the state. The ruby luxury is in safekeeping at the Central Tehran Bank of the National Iranian Treasury. Now let's have a look at this stunning piece of jewelry, which resembles a peacock's multicolored tail or amazing buds in the rays of the sun, hence the name of the tiara, sunbeams. The jewel belonged to the Iranian royal family, but despite its beauty, it was rarely seen in public. Let's take a closer look at it. The centerpiece of the jewel is a large spinel in a cushion cut of a delicate pink shade. It is surrounded by a number of small round diamonds, each of which is the basis for a sunbeam. In addition to the latter, we see spikes complemented by drop-shaped emeralds with a perfectly smooth surface. In the center shines the largest stone weighing 50 carats. The design of the tiara does not end there. On the sides of the central composition are small flowers with diamond middles and petals. Transparent crystals adorn the base itself, making the tiara more airy and radiant. Not much is known about the origin of the jewel. It can be assumed that it was made in the second half of the 19th century, as it was during this period that similar designs were popular. For example, diamond beams were used in the creation of aigrettes, very common in those times. The tiara was most likely among the jewelry that Nasser ad-Din Shah Qajar ordered. He had to spend heavily on jewelry, as the royal Iranian treasury was virtually emptied in 1747 after the assassination of Nadir Shah. According to some reports, Queen Consort Jayran wore this tiara, but no corresponding images have survived. The first woman to be pictured wearing the sunbeams was Princess Fatimeh, the sister of Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. She appeared in this jewel at her brother's coronation in 1967. Interestingly, she was a descendant of the Qajars on her mother's side, so it is only natural that she was the one to wear the tiara. Many of the jewelry pieces of the ruling dynasty came into the possession of the new government in 1979, including the sunbeams tiara. Today it is in the National Museum, where everyone can admire its beauty.
The green-eyed Soraya, whose grace masked impeccable manners, was undeniably considered one of the most enchanting women of the 20th century. Naturally, her possessions included a stunning collection of jewelry. The elegant Shahbanu, known for her exquisite taste in selecting jewelry accessories, patronized the most renowned jewelry houses. Soraya's charm unquestionably captured the heart of the Shah of Iran at their very first meeting, leading swiftly to their marriage. The Shah harbored deep affection for Soraya and spared no expense to ensure her happiness, often bestowing upon her lavish gifts of jewels. As a token of the impending nuptial celebrations, he presented her with an exquisite platinum ring set with a 22.37-carat emerald-cut diamond flanked by 2 baguette diamonds gracefully spanning the platinum band. The central stone with its step-cut facets was secured by 4 delicate platinum prongs. The size and brilliance of the ring were reminiscent of the opulence and grandeur of the royal lineage the Shah represented. This diamond, dazzling with all its shades and a testament to gemological excellence, showcased an unprecedented purity and sparkle. In the lead-up to their wedding ceremony, Soraya was struck by a severe illness, a combination of typhoid fever and influenza, which left her in a critical condition. Throughout the many months of her recovery, Shah Reza tirelessly encouraged her to heal, presenting her with magnificent gifts studded with precious stones. Among these delightful surprises was a brooch in the shape of birds perched on a golden branch, adorned with 3 cabochon rubies, sapphires, and diamonds from Van Cleef and Arpels. Another of these exceptional gifts was a pair of bespoke double brooches, embellished with diamonds, As one can easily imagine, the wedding celebration was conducted with great splendor. The bridal gown was crafted by the skilled hands of Christian Dior. Made from silvery fabric, the dress shimmered with pearl adornments and was complemented by lush white marabou feathers, while a white mink stole enveloped the beauty. Naturally, the bride could not make her appearance without jewelry. Her majestic look was enhanced by an emerald perure that included a tiara, drop earrings, and a magnificent necklace. This jewelry set, a possession of the crown, was a particular favorite of the young Shahbanu and often graced her on many occasions. To this day, the set is associated with her beautiful name. During the marriage of the Iranian monarch and Soraya Esfandiari Bakhtiari in 1951, a grand emerald perure was custom-made with stones from the Persian imperial treasury. This set, which included an opulent garland-style necklace, a pair of earrings, a brooch, and a delicate tiara with emerald cabochons, was first showcased by Queen Soraya at their wedding celebration in Golestan Palace in Tehran. Although after the divorce, Princess Soraya managed to retain many pieces in her collection, the emerald tiara and set remained with the Iranian treasury and were later worn by the Shah's third wife, Empress Farah. Following the revolution in Iran, both the tiara and the complete set became part of the country's national heritage and are now on display at the National Treasury of Iran, located at the Central Bank in Tehran, open to public viewing. The wedding ceremony unfolded at the Marble Palace, which was adorned with a lavish array of cut flowers imported from the Netherlands. The bride and groom had expressed a wish for guests to contribute to charity funds in lieu of gifts, but most guests chose to follow their own traditions. Stalin, for instance, gifted the bride a diamond-studded telephone and an expensive mink fur coat. The Queen of the United Kingdom presented antique silver candlesticks, while Harry Truman delighted with a splendid Steuben porcelain bowl. From the Shah himself, the princess received a gift of astounding magnificence, a blue diamond. Additionally, Princess Soraya held onto a remarkable treasure, the Princess Soraya diamond necklace crafted by the masterful Harry Winston. This necklace, featuring 9 dazzling pear-shaped diamonds gracefully suspended across 2 tiers of modern-cut diamonds, is believed to have been purchased by the Iranian monarch in the mid-1950s. It was Queen Soraya who shone with this piece at a banquet honoring the President of the Italian Republic, Giovanni Gronchi, in the Golestan Palace Gardens in Tehran in 1957, and during a state visit to Lebanon that same year. After her divorce, Soraya kept the Harry Winston necklace and adorned herself with it throughout the 1960s when she dabbled in a film career, often pairing it with a set of luxurious pear-shaped diamond earrings. She continued to wear it at significant events, including her birthday party at Eleno Paris au Pavillon Les Doyens in 1999. The exquisite earrings also deserve a mention. A remarkable pair made of rubies and diamonds featured detachable ruby and diamond tassels, accompanied by a bracelet adorned with rubies and diamonds arranged in floral patterns. These pieces of the set were acquired from Bulgari, presumably toward the end of the 1950s, possibly by the Shah before their divorce in 1958. Princess Soraya wore the Bulgari ruby earrings to a December 1959 event, coinciding with the period when the Shah entered into his third marriage with Empress Farah. Princess Soraya had an exceptional passion for jewelry, making her one of the dedicated patrons of renowned jewelry brands. Her personal collection included various breathtaking necklaces, such as a luxurious 18-karat gold necklace adorned with clusters of emeralds, rubies, sapphires, and diamonds. This piece of jewelry artistry is preserved in the Bulgari archive and was lent to Keira Knightley for the Oscars ceremony in 2006. Soraya's collection also boasted many earrings and bracelets encrusted with clusters of diamonds. One of the bracelets, a creation by Van Cleef and Arpels, was exquisitely decorated with ivy leaves made of platinum and diamonds, concealing a watch with a round dial and a classic mechanical movement behind a large decorative leaf. Soraya harbored a special fondness for Persian turquoise, a magical blue stone that has been mined in Iran since time immemorial. Her collection, adorned with this gemstone worthy of Iranian heritage, was indeed imposing. Undoubtedly, the elegant Shahbanu had a passion for diamonds. Among the unparalleled sets in her collection was the Chrysanthemum Suite by Bulgari. The exquisite bouquets of the necklace and matching earrings with diamonds shone like the bright sun, their petals radiantly unfurling in all directions, capturing admiring glances. Occasionally, Soraya would enhance this ensemble with an extravagant teardrop-shaped diamond ring, further embellishing her dazzling appearance. The spouses shared a tender love for each other, but were faced with the impossibility of having children due to the Shahbanu's infertility. Faced with pressure from the state, Mohammed decided to marry another woman, a decision Soraya could not come to terms with. The separation left her with her title, while a profound melancholy found refuge in her soul. It is said that after the divorce, the Shahbanu had a few insignificant romantic encounters, but her heart truly cherished only her brother. Following her death in 2001, her extensive jewelry collection was inherited by her brother, Prince Bijan, who passed away a week later without leaving a will or heirs. Consequently, the city of Cologne, where Prince Bijan resided, decided to auction the collection at Bosson-le-Fèvre in Paris, and the proceeds amounting to 6.5 million British pounds were donated to the financial treasury of North Rhine-Westphalia in Germany.
Our first focus will be the crown of Fath Ali Shah, also known as the crown of Keani. This crown was traditional at the coronation of Iranian monarchs during the Qajar dynasty, 1796 to 1925. Made in 1797 during the reign of Fath Ali Shah, it was used by several subsequent Shahs. The Keani crown was the first crown created after the Sassanid era. This magnificent piece is decorated with approximately 1,800 pearls, each of which is between 7 and 9 millimeters in diameter. The crown is also inlaid with about 300 emeralds, the largest of which weighs approximately 80 carats. Furthermore, approximately 1,800 rubies and spinels are used, the largest of which weighs 120 carats. The most significant diamond in the crown is estimated at 23 carats. The Keani crown is undoubtedly one of the most admired crowns in the history of the world monarchy. It symbolizes the luxury and grandeur of ancient Iranian culture. In 1925, a different crown was created and specially designed for the coronation of Shah Reza Pahlavi, who proclaimed himself absolute monarch of Iran. Under the guidance of jeweler Haji Serajeddin, Shah Reza Pahlavi commissioned a new crown inspired by the Qajar dynasty and historical examples from the era of the Sassanid Empire, which ruled Persia from 224 to 651. The crown was originally presented at the coronation of Shah Reza Pahlavi on the 25th of April, 1926 and was subsequently used at the coronation of his son and successor, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, on the 26th of October, 1967. Shah Pahlavi's crown is made of gold and silver, with a total weight of 2.08 kilograms. A large 60-carat yellow diamond is set in the center of the front crest and a large sapphire is set in the center of the back crest. The crown is set with 3,380 diamonds totaling 1144 carats. Around the circumference of the crown are 369 pearls in 3 rows, as well as 5 emeralds, the largest of which weighs 100 carats. The crown is decorated with 4 ornamental half arcs. A diamond ornamental egret with a large emerald at its base is attached to the front crest of the crown. A white heron feather is attached to the crown by means of the egret. The next magnificent work of art is the diadem of Fath Ali Shah. This exquisite piece of jewelry, which is essentially a tiara, was used by Fath Ali Shah to adorn his high headdress, which was often made of black wool. Images of this ornament on the headdress of Fath Ali Shah are clearly visible in several artistic miniatures created during his reign. Nadir Shah Afshar also wore this magnificent tiara around the base of his tall Persian headdress. It is important to note that although the tiara is female jewelry in nature, no member of the royal family ever wore it. The ornament of Fath Ali Shah's headdress is rightly considered a masterpiece of jewelry art due to its exquisite symmetry, which surpasses other tiaras. The exquisite ornamentation of the second half of the 19th century, with its mathematically precise symmetry, testifies to the magnificent skill of Iranian masters of jewelry art of that time, the achievement of which is now extremely difficult for modern masters, despite all the modern technologies available to them. Magnificent masterpieces of ancient Iranian origin, unfortunately, have been lost forever due to the numerous wars and destructions that this country has experienced during its long history. However, it is fortunate that the headdress decoration, being relatively modern, has escaped the fate of its predecessors. The world community should acknowledge the great value of having such works of jewelry art preserved for future generations in the national treasury of Iran. The tiara is 13.5 centimeters high, and its unique design and exceptional symmetry make an exact description impossible. It is recommended to study the ornament carefully from the photograph, avoiding dependence on a verbal description. Start with the axis of symmetry and examine each piece in detail, comparing both halves of the tiara to detect any discrepancies. Also note the color, size, cut, number and placement of the stones. You will be surprised to find that the two halves are virtually identical in every aspect. This experiment can be repeated with the other tiaras described earlier to assess their symmetry for yourself. I hope you enjoyed this issue and would like to learn even more about the jewelry of the Aryan nation. Please post which jewel you liked the most. See you all again.